You've already been out, you've captured those breathtaking scenes, and while we're staying at home safe, we thought we'd share some of our top tips for processing your amazing landscape images. One of the first things then, folks, is white balance, and this is going to adjust the overall look and feel of the image from a warmth perspective. So you can reduce it and really cool the image down, or you can increase it and you can really add those warm tones, those bright, vibrant sunset tones like we've got here. There's a little pipette tool in Lightroom that I can use, so if I put that on a white or grey, it will give me an accurate reading, but I'm going to override that slightly myself anyway. Cropping isn't always essential, but it's really great to get the image within the image a lot of the time, and you can use fixed aspect ratios or a completely free transform. One of the greatest things you can do within a crop feature though is the straighten tool. This will adjust the angle, especially the horizon, and if you've got a horizon tool like we have here in Lightroom, it's brilliant for getting those perfectly flat level horizons. Adjusting the right areas of your image is key when it comes to landscape photography. So adjusting the overall exposure isn't necessarily the best way to do it straight away. You can always adjust the blacks, the whites, the highlights and the shadows to really unlock some of the extra detail that your camera has captured in the exposure that you set. Another adjustment that's really worth looking for in your software is lens corrections. Every lens has some form of distortion, whether it's barreling or just making that horizon that little bit curved, even vignetting of the corners. So with the lens corrections, you can adjust it based on the lens profile if you're a RAW shooter, or manually if you're not. Sharpening those landscape images is fairly essential. It really brings through a lot of the extra detail when you increase that sharpness from the standard RAW adjustment. And in Lightroom, there's a mask overlay you can activate on a PC using the Alt key or the Option key on a Mac that will show you exactly where you're applying that sharpness. As a landscape photographer, I've got a range of graduated filters in my bag, but sometimes that sun, that balance of exposure is just too much for one or even two of them. So with your software, you can apply a graduated filter that allows you to make selective adjustments to key areas of the image, the highlights, the whites, even adjusting the blacks and the shadows, or applying a little bit of dehaze just to bring that detail through from the sky. It's a really useful tool. So folks, I hope you've enjoyed our little hints and tips. Stay tuned across our social media channels for even more hints and tips coming up across the coming weeks. And if you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to click like, also subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon.